Welcome back to the channel, folks. If you're new here, welcome. Glad to have you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe and that bell and that like. It really helps the channel out quite a bit. So it has been raining and it looks like a tropical storm's coming in, so I thought maybe we'd talk about Sturgis 2022. So I did a video last year that was very well received and prepping for Sturgis. I think it was called Don't Be Stupid and Try Not to Go Home in a Wheelchair. But I will have some footage for those of you who have never been there. It's going to be the time of your life. This is the Mecca of riding. And maybe we should start from the beginning. I'll tell you what I go through to prep for Sturgis. To me, it's just a magical place. I'm not a party guy. But I'm going to start with the trailers. I trailer up. You know, I lived in Colorado for 17 years until it turned into California. I rode up every year to go to Sturgis, and I even rode up on the off-season because the Black Hills are so beautiful. It's such a spiritual place for me. I just can't keep away from it. You know, I go to Daytona and all the other rallies, but 3 or 4 days, and those are usually enough for me. When it comes to Sturgis, I don't want to leave. It's just a really, really beautiful place, and there's so much to see and so much to do. And I will put some footage for those of you who have not been there. But I'm going to trailer up. I'm going to go to U-Haul and check out my U-Haul video from last year. Make sure you get the right trailer. But the first thing I'm going to do is go through my bike. I'm taking it up to Brandon Harley-Davidson. It's just about time for tires and an oil change. I'm just waiting for a couple hundred more miles. I have enough tread on my tires for around here. I've got almost, I don't know, 18,000 miles and they still look good. But I'm going to change them out because when you're in Sturgis, you're in the Black Hills, you're going to be riding on your sidewalls and you're going to want to take some corners. And it's one of the only places where it's Custer State Park and Needles Highway. You're going to need some tread. There's a lot of switchbacks, a lot of tight turns, and you don't want to have questionable tires. If you haven't booked your hotel, you're probably going to have a tough time. I usually book it 6 months out. But if you can, try to stay in Custer. Custer is one of the best places. It's kind of a low-key town, but there's still quite a few bikers there. Pretty good little restaurants. But it's 45 minutes south of Deadwood, and you go up 385, and 385 is my favorite road up there, and I'll take that all the way up to Deadwood and then go into Sturgis. But it's just far enough away where I don't have to deal with a lot of traffic, and you get into Sturgis, and wow, the car traffic, everything is really, it's rough, and if it's hot, boy, you don't want to deal with it. So that's kind of where I'd stay. And if there's campgrounds around there, you know, I think there might be. It's still a good place to stay. I always stay in some, you know, low-rent hotel, which is fine for me. I'm never there just to sleep. The next thing I would do to prep, after you've checked your bike out, is make a list of things that you want to do. Now, there's something there for everybody. If you're a party animal, there's plenty of places to do that. A lot of these campgrounds, live entertainment, just craziness. I don't do that. I kind of sightsee and go for the riding. There's some other places I like to go, and I'll put a little thing over here somewhere. show you Keystone. But if you like to ride, don't wait until the afternoon. Go ahead and get up in the morning. Don't party all night. Get up at the crack of dawn, and I don't care if there's a million motorcycles up there, those roads will be empty. Just be careful of the wildlife. There's lots of mountain goats. Of course, if you're in Custer State Park, which I'll show you, you got to really be careful of the bison. That's just goes without saying. You know, I had a guy who commented on my last year's video. He said, you know, I thought I saw something blue hanging on one of those buffalo's horns. He says, I think that's my wife's pants. She tried to pet one. She just got thrown about 100 feet, and that horn stuck on her pants, and that bison went around with her blue jeans on that horn. Good thing she wasn't really seriously hurt. She had some bumps and bruises, I guess, no broken bones, but yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to go up to the bison and start petting them. So if your wife wants to, yeah, talk her out of it, get her out of there. I think Custer State Park, the Needles Highway, is a must. You've got to go through there. It's some of the best scenery in the country, especially when you go through the Eye of the Needle up there. I have some footage that I'll show you. There's a bunch of tunnels that go through, and if you come in on the west side, you go through these tunnels and you'll come out staring at Mount Rushmore. And Mount Rushmore is another thing you should be going to. If you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth seeing. It's one of those places that, you know, it's kind of bucket list, once in a lifetime, but you should spend some time there. You know, last time I went, I did half a day there. And it's right outside of Keystone. There's other things up there around Mount Rushmore. There's tiny little towns. They all have great restaurants. I always get up early and ride, and then maybe go to breakfast about 9 or 10. And then I'll start heading up towards some of the other places. The wife likes Deadwood. She's not going with me this year. She's got too many back problems. Too many injuries this year, so she might change her mind, but I don't think so. I think it's just going to be me this year. And then this year also I'm trying to meet up with a couple of YouTubers. Harley Fatboy Jr. Will be up there. We've been trying to meet up. He lives on the West Coast, and I live in Florida on the East Coast, so this is probably our only chance to do it. And I'm sure he's going to want to see those riding roads as well. He's probably going to want to party. Then there's Main Street, and don't miss Main Street. There's all kinds of events going on. To me, the best places to eat, best bars are on Main Street. Also, my favorite place is Hotel Sturgis. There's a coffee shop there. Some of the best coffee that you'll find anywhere up there is at the Sturgis Hotel. But it's also got these blacked out windows, and no one can see inside, but you can see outside. And it's a good people watching place. So if it's 100 degrees out there, it's beautifully air conditioned. My friend Dave and I met some just great people in there. I should have filmed it last year, but I didn't think about it. We had some just great people to talk to, and nobody kind of knows it's there. I see people walk by and they have no idea that those blacked out windows are a coffee shop at the Hotel Sturgis. But check that one out. And check out some of the girls on Main Street. Tip them well. They're working hard up there, and they're all just extraordinary girls trying to make a living. And of course, get a bikini bike wash. Where else are you going to get one? Well, you get one Daytona, but the ones in Sturgis, they're kind of wild too. And I like to tip them, and they're out there trying to make a living, so tip well when you're in Sturgis. And if you go back to places, they'll remember you. Ooh, more thunder. I gotta love the rain in Florida. Let's see what else. Yeah, you're gonna want to take jackets and rainwear. It could do anything in Sturgis at that time of year. I've been hailed on. The week after Sturgis, we got snowed on up there. We stayed too long and snow came down. Yeah, snow. But most of the years it's 100 degrees, and although last year was the most beautiful weather I have ever seen in the 11 years I've been going to Sturgis, it was just perfect. There was not a single day that was too hot, was not good riding weather. It was just beautiful. So this year I'm expecting it not to be perfect. So I'll take cold riding weather gear. I'll take my my rain gear. I'll take this. I'll be ready for anything from 100 degrees to 50 degrees or even 40 degrees up there. So just be prepared. Your shoes and riding boots. If it rains, you probably need decent riding boots that are weatherproof. Just be prepared for anything that comes. If any of you have a question about Sturgis, and I'll try to put up as many little videos as I can, you can put questions down in the description. I'll try to answer them, or email me. I'm going to leave about probably the 4th or morning of the 5th, get my trailer loaded up, and leave out the cracker down on the 5th. And get there on the 7th. First thing I'm going to do is hit the Harley-Davidson place, because there's some vendors up there. The best vendors are actually at the Harley-Davidson dealership, so you might want to check that out. There's a few in downtown Sturgis, but not a whole lot. I did have my pipes put on from Rinehart down there, and there's a couple other ones, and the Harley-Davidson demo trucks, everything down there in downtown Sturgis. So you get a chance to ride any of the Harleys down there, or Yamahas, or anything else. They're all down there, and they all have bikes to ride. And if you've ever wanted to ride something, do it then, downtown Sturgis. And you can try out all the mufflers. J&P Cycles is down there. Anything you could ever want to see for your motorcycle is in downtown Sturgis, or at the Harley dealership on the outskirts of town. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. You know, ring that bell. Sure appreciate it. And I'll be doing a test ride to shake out the dust on the glide here, and get her ready. And I'll probably record that. So I'll see you next time.